What is going on, people from the tube? Welcome back to another Pancho Things. So we are back at it, and Commodore is back. Okay, I love you too, buddy. Okay, so as I was saying, Commodore, back. Come on, back. Commodore, back. Good boy. As I was saying, we are back at it. Commodore is back. Commodore is feeling good. Weather though is kind of cold, so what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go sit up, and then I'm gonna come back to the car, warm Commodore up, and walk when it's 10 minutes for shooting light, just to make sure that I can keep him as warm as possible. So let's get started. So also what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna film all my process of how I set up, so you guys can see the craziness. As you can see, I got stuff all over the car, I got stuff everywhere. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna show you guys what my process is every morning when I'm dog hunting, and how I grabbed everything and loaded into the little deer car. And well, this guy is all ready, so stay tuned. So that's how he looks. In my bag, shotgun, the first bag of decoys, the second bag of decoys goes on top of that one, and then I just get my waders, get Commodore with his vest, and we're good to go. Alright, I don't know if you can see me, but we are 2 minutes away from shooting light. So let's get this party started. Different. Stay. 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 Dead bird. Come on. Fetch it up. Let's go. Come on. Fetch it up. Let's go. Fetch it up. Dead bird. Commodore. Dead bird. Come on. Please. All right, we're on the bar. I hit him and he didn't go down. Oh man. Stay. Camera, stay. Please. Hey! Oh man. Oh, how did I miss that? Holy moly. What? Alright, so it's 7:50 and everything has kind of slowed down. There's a few bears bouncing back and forth. Now the only problem is that it's happening again, is that they're landing on the other pools and there's people there, but they're getting short stopped. So it's gonna be probably a moment that for them to wake up, but in the meantime, you know what time it is, so I'm gonna snack a little bit. I already gave Commodore some of his snacks and probably in a minute I'm gonna throw him some bumpers and get him warm up. Wow. Wow. And that guy told me, let them work. Alrighty, so it's time to pack up. All we got was a green winged-teal and scare a couple of mallards. That's all we did today. So yeah. So we're gonna pack up and go home and see what kind of shenanigans we can get into. Alright, so now with the light, this is how this looks. So I got Commander's blind, my blind, a concrete bucket where I put my blind bag, jacket, clothes, the camera bag, my chair. Then I have my shotgun, and I got my 2 bags of decoys and a Commodore's vest. Now I had to hold this with these straps because otherwise it's not gonna work. So, oh, and cooler and a whole mess. So the hunt was 1 green winged-teal. That's all we got. Even that I just got a 1 bird today, there is plenty of things to be excited about, and we're gonna touch on that. But before we head out, I'm gonna show you guys something. Mama, come here. Here. Heel. Alright. So I found online this thing. It's called the Mud Buster. So you add water, and it's a silicone, it's like a rubber silicone situation down there. You're supposed to put the paw of the dog in there, and it will help you clean, logically, the mud. Whoever created this, I don't know if they took in consideration, come down here, if they took in consideration, or when they were talking about mud, they talked about this caked up nasty pus. Look at this mess. Look at this mess. Look at this. All stuck in the hair. Look, it's just balls of mud. But we're about to find out. That's clean water, you can drink. Mama. Oh, Lordy. Look at this thing. I'm gonna have to take this out because, knowing him, on the way home he's gonna use these as a snack, and we don't need that. I really need a kennel, but the kennel that I want is expensive, but it has the best ratings of all, which is the Gunner kennel, the Gunner kennels, but is out of my range as of right now. Come on, hop it up. Yeah, there we are. And the way that this is supposed to work is that you grab the pup, sink the paw in there, leave it, just hold the paw in there. Okay. It's not 100% clean, but ooh, Lordy, that water is gross. It's okay, Mama, I got another towel for you. It actually does help. Does help, but I think that the bristles are too soft. But it It does take a lot of that mud out. I gotta give him that. Oh, alright. So, let's try the other paw. Here, Mama. Let me see. Up. Good. It does help, actually. It does help. Now, see. Oh yeah, that water is nasty. Oh yeah, that water is black. So there you go. That's the mud buster. Alright, so it's the next day. And yeah, we got home and I had to take care of the dog and get everything situated, get the stuff out of the car and whatnot. So yeah, so yesterday was a really slow day. As I said, we only were able to grab a green winged-teal, a Drake green winged-teal. Now, we connected with a couple other birds, but for some reason they didn't come down. I had all the feathers flying, but they didn't come down. Now, and as you saw in the video, yeah, I had a party hunting in the pond behind me. First of all, when you're hunting in that refuge, you got a marker that says which pond you are. And you had, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's 50 to 80 yards from that marker. These people were clearly on the opposite side of that marker. And in several occasions, I got peppered from their shots being way too high. And as you saw, there was an instance where they shot two birds up there, and I mean up there from where they are, like the location where they were shooting from. So they took, both birds came down. They sent the dog to retrieve one, and the other one landed on my side of the pool on a thick brush, and they didn't do not even the attempt to go and pick it up. They just let the bird there, and they didn't even send the dog to try to retrieve that bird. That's something to tell you on the things that we're being having to deal with here. And I think that what got me a little bit frustrated about that situation was the audacity of the party. We saw each other in the parking lot, and as I'm walking in, one of the guys on the party tells me, "We're gonna let the birds work, right?" Clearly. So, but that's that. I had to deal with that all morning. All morning, every bird that was out of their range that could have easily come a straight line to my side, and I could have tried to work them, or maybe they would have started their descent at that point in front of me, were shot at. So literally, I sat there taking peppers from them and them spooking all the birds. As for Commodore, and I will need comments down below if you hunt with a dog, or you know anybody that hunts with a dog and you have a little bit of knowledge of what's going on here. Commodore is still struggling heavily with the weather. Normally what we need to offer to a dog to try to counter-arrest the cold is keep him out of the water. Checked, we have the blind has a drain system and he's out of the water. And it has walls to prevent the wind. The back side of that blind, zip it up so we don't have wind in there. Keep him dry. I had 2-3 towels with me, and every time that he had to get out of the blind for whatever reason, I dried him the best I could. 3, keep him active. Every time that we were low, I will just throw bumpers outside in the ground just to have him move. And keep him on the right diet. He's on a 30-20 diet right now, which is an athlete dog diet, and he's worked for endurance, energy, given the right amount of amino acids and fatty acids and all that jazz. So, but we're still struggling a lot. His energy levels drop considerably. What is interesting and something that didn't happen before is as I packed up and I'm ready to leave. Okay, let's go. He didn't want to get out of the blind because he didn't want to get wet, so I got him out of the blind. The minute that I put him in dry ground now, it's not as breezy and it's not as cold. He was fine. The cold went away. I don't know if because he was able to get really active on his own and not being stationary on his blind. So if you guys have any tricks on how to approach this, please comment down below, because it's strange. Logically, he's a pup, he's 9 months old. And that's the other thing that I wanted to ask you guys is, as a gun dog on their first season, what are your expectations? What are realistically the expectations of a gunner dog on their first season being 9 months old? A couple of videos prior, you saw him sprint, go, chase, didn't grab the full bird, but he was there, you know? That didn't happen yesterday. He went with me, but he had nothing to do with the bird. And he just was cold. I don't know. So comment down below if you have any tips and tricks and any info on that area. Comment down below and I will highly appreciate that, to see where we are. This is what he's doing right now. He's destroying the couch. So as for that, I'm gonna keep an eye on the weather. If the weather keeps in the pattern that it is, this might have been his last hunt for the season. I don't think it's neither healthy or a good experience for me to push him and put him into that weather. That doesn't mean that he's not going to be training. He's going to be training every day. We actually, as soon as I finish this, we're going to go and do a session. So that's where we are. Regardless, I just got one bird yesterday, and I gotta say, I think that even that I got one bear and that I had to do the misfortune of having to deal with the doofuses that were hunting behind me, and you can imagine when I saw those birds come down, I clearly had to mute the entire audio because the level of profanities that came out of my mouth weren't fun. I learned a lot. I learned to work with gear that I haven't used before. I learned to set up my spread differently. I learned how to work with the wind. I learned how to be a little bit patient and work him, when to call, when not to call, that type of situation. And I'm getting better. I had so far the opportunity to hunt with other people in 2 occasions, and I really enjoy that, and I learned a lot from it. And I'm learning a lot. So far, that hunt gave me a lot of knowledge. One of the things that gave me was, like 50% of the things that happen are just on the dog. The dog will do what a dog is gonna do, and that's all you can, that's it. There's nothing you can do about that. The only thing that we can do is try to trick them and try to get them to look at me and get closer. But dog is a dog, and he's a majestic creature, and he's got the best advantage that anyone can have upon you, is that he's flying. So yeah, one bird, I'll take it every day. I'd rather get one bird than get skunked, and I got it, and I'm happy about that, and I'm appreciative of those birds. But I think that what I've been getting with this is not that many birds, but I'm getting double, triple, quadruple amounts of knowledge. So I think that is equally or more important than fulfilling bags and limits and stuff like that. As for right now, I'm happy on where we are. So thank you so very much for watching. Like, subscribe, share, click the notification bell so you can be notified every time that I upload a new video, and I will see you in the next one. Pancho out.